It's Coach Josh from Training for Warriors Portland here, and I just wanted to talk about one of the most important exercises you can do, and that's a body weight exercise. Now, my mentor Martin Rooney, mentions quite often that a lot of people are really struggling and really taking on these big barbell exercises and lifting all this weight. I mean, you might want to think about mastering the weight of your own body first, because that's a pretty powerful instrument and it can do a lot of things. So I'm going to go over some of my favorite body weight exercises, and I'm going to start with the push-up and the versatility that we can get from the push-up. It's a really flexible movement. You can do it almost anywhere on the planet. You can use the terrain and all kinds of your environment to supplement it, and it's a really powerful tool. And one of the things I like about it is that it's really easy to transition from doing strength development or power development, these low rep, high intensity movements, to hypertrophy and muscular strength and endurance, which the push-up does really, really well. In fact, probably better than it does anything else. So I'll show you how to get all those things done. And we'll start with that strength and that power, how to get strength and power from a push-up. And there's a couple of key ways that you can use a push-up to get some more fun things out of it. So I'll talk about an explosive push-up and developing power. And at Training for Warriors, we want to find the path of most resistance so that we can get the most from our exercises. Remember, it's not about getting through the exercise, but it's about what you can get from the exercise. So we're going to take that on. Now I'm going to get into this nice push-up position where I'm going to get in the high plank, feet together, glutes are on, everything's tight, knees together, adductors squeezing, and everything's on. I'm nice and tense. I'm going to move up and down as a unit. And then to add that power component, I'm going to get explosive with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down, nice eccentric, under control, and then I'm going to pop off the ground, pop off the ground, pop off the ground. I almost clapped there, but that's unnecessary to say the least. So it's very tempting to do those clapping push-ups, which is great. It adds an element of risk that you don't need when you're flying through the air with your hands out in front of you. But in terms of exercises, that's one of the better ones you can do. It only takes a few reps to get the heart rate through the roof, get all those explosive muscle fibers, firing through the chest, and you don't need a lot of reps. Something like 1 to 6 rep range is really great. If you can do 10, I'd say that's about the most you're going to get the value out of. So maybe limiting yourself to a set of 10. Once you get there, you can do some other things. Some of those other things include a nice variant called a single arm push-up. Again, I'm starting with the most advanced, but we're going to work our way down to the basic push-up here in a second. A single arm push-up, you're going to, instead of having your feet together, you're going to splay your feet out wide, and you're going to use just one arm to bring yourself down to the floor and push off of it. All the muscles of the body are going to be tense at the same time, especially the core. The core is going to be the bridge that gets everything together. So the core and the lat become very, very important. So what I'm going to do is, on my way down, I'm going to open a jar, not with my wrist, with my shoulder, and I'm going to corkscrew that shoulder into the rib cage and weld it to the rib cage, thereby keeping my core as the main driver of the activity, and I'm not going to fall apart, break down, and get outside of stability or where my power is. So, all it looks like is a very wide stance push-up happening with one arm. So I'm going to squeeze my glutes, squeeze my abs, I'm going to squeeze my other fist behind my back, drop down. Easy peasy. So I'd start with 1 per side, and then I would progress to 2, to 3, and then eventually if you get to sets of 5, that's great. Then I would do 3 or 4 sets of 5, and then I would start to look for other ways to make it more challenging, which we'll cover much, much later. So I've got power development, got great strength development. Now let's talk about endurance and general muscle building. So what I will do is I'll get in the standard push-up position. Again, like I said, I'm trying to bring my feet and knees together, squeeze the glutes, spread my fingers out, let my hand get as wide as possible. I'm going to use my shoulders to pull myself down to the floor, explode up, pull myself down to the floor, explode up, pull myself down to the floor, explode up. Body moves as a unit, just like a plank that continues to move up and down. And I can do 10, 15, 20, 25 even reps. You can test your muscular strength and endurance, do 30, 40, any more than that in a set, and I think that you're training something a little bit different. But if you're on the road, that may be your only way to get, to keep your strength up. So you may need to do that, 3 sets of 25, 4 sets of 30, or whatever to get a good workout on. Now, some things to remember: don't train through pain. You're always trying to use your abs, and your variety is the spice of life. So as long as the form is good, then keep going. If your technique starts to break down, then take a rest until you can do it again with good technique. That's called the form principle, and that keeps you always developing and leaning in the right direction, using the correct muscles, and keeping your posture really good along the way. So, in conclusion, don't forget the most important weight of all, your body weight, and get versatile or get well versed in those exercises, and then see what you can accomplish, in the future. I'm going to give you some more videos on some other exercises that are really great with body weight. But until then, Coach Josh helping you bring out the warrior within.